Let me ask you, Senator, about something that's just come across the wire just right now, that the Iran nuclear talks are going to resume in a couple of days now here. What do you make of that, basically? Do you think it's a good idea for us to be talking? To what end?
Well, I think when it comes to the Iran deal, President Trump had it right. With a country like that, that has proven by its behavior what its real goal is, even when it was in the agreement, it was rapidly moving towards their goal of having a nuclear weapon, regardless of what they said. I think we know that. I'm thankful that the Israelis are there, and I think they're going to keep a very close eye on it. It's an interesting dynamic. I think Trump had it right. I don't think what was working before you want to go back to, because it wasn't working. We'll see what happens. I don't trust them. I think whatever they say they will do, they'll almost immediately start breaching it and not doing what they say. And I think that's why you got to be very careful in that discussion.
Did President Trump have it right when it comes to Afghanistan? Because it looks like President Biden is basically following through, maybe with a couple of months delay. But do you agree with the decision to pull out all of our troops out of Afghanistan?
So again, I believe defense is the most important thing we do as a federal government, but I'm only one of 3 or 4 Republicans that practices what we preach in terms of budget issues. So President Trump had it right in terms of we can't be the policeman across this big, broad world. He was at least smart enough to ask our allies to pay their fair share. It's an endless war that mostly neocons and folks that never ask the question, how do you do this sustainably? I think it's the right move. I wish President Biden would give credit to the Trump administration for setting the stage. Obviously, that's not going to happen.
Finally, Senator, something that affects you in the government, but also you as a politician who runs for office, and that is some of the cyber hacking from Russia. Today, the United States government announced that they're going to impose new sanctions, particularly in the primary market for Russian sovereign debt. Do you agree with that move?
I do. I think when you've got bad actors like Russia has proven from the days of the Soviet Union to its new reconstitution, they're out to disrupt. They know that they're not an economic power in the sense of China, other places. They're going to use that tool. And yes, that's the only thing they'll understand. Geopolitically, I fear China more than Russia in the long run. That's a whole other issue. We got to keep our eye on them as well.